doing? This is my story of how I rode this boat across the Pacific Ocean. That's me, Cassidy. Come relive every unforgettable moment with me through the incredible highs and the intense lows during my 38 days, 9 hours, and 3 minutes at sea. Days 6 and 7 were another couple of challenging days, both physically and mentally. I was feeling tired and weak again.
I just feel weak today. My body hurts again.
Was still trying to get into a routine of eating regularly and started to struggle mentally with managing these feelings and frustrations. One of the mental challenges I struggled with was actually being in the stern cabin. It meant that I had the privilege of having the navigation map and being able to access that when needed. But it was driving me a little bit crazy these first couple of days, seeing how close we still were to California and how much farther we had to go to get to Hawaii. It was hard to see all day, every day, when you felt like you just weren't moving anywhere. I also started to receive some constructive criticism about my rowing technique. I really like to pride myself on being a pretty coachable athlete and making any necessary changes to better myself in anything I do, but to also better my team. And I also really try to find any positives in a negative situation. Out there, though, I struggled with this when I started to hear constant negatives of what I was doing wrong and very slim to no positives of what I was doing right. This took a toll on my mental when I was already struggling with sleep deprivation, lack of nutrition and calories, and just missing home and my go-to people for comfort.
Just had my first cry sesh. It's hard. I'm hungry. I miss home. It's freaking hard to get in a routine. I don't have enough time to sleep or eat or change my clothes. And it hasn't even been a week. Hoping food can solve this problem.
At the perfect time, though, Trent had received some messages from two of my favorite coaches, Coach Alana from Sierra College, where I played volleyball, and Coach Norm, my high school track and field coach. Hearing these messages from these two people really uplifted my spirits and really validated who I know I am as a person and as a teammate, which I just really needed at this time. Some of the physical challenges I was enduring was feeling weak and tired again and still not eating enough calories. When I called Trent one of these days, he actually helped me eat one of my meals, which was pad thai with chicken. It wasn't my favorite meal, but it wasn't terrible either. It was just helpful for him to hold me accountable in consuming that. I just knew how badly my body needed this fuel. We were also dealing with pretty big swells still and a bit of crosswinds, which made it difficult to find a sweet spot for the boat to benefit from those winds. The goal was to always have the winds a little bit behind us so they would push us along. But if we swung the boat too far that the winds were directly from the side, it made it so hard to turn the boat back.
That was a brutal shift. Oh my goodness, I'm out of breath. That was hard rowing when you get off course and you have to correct yourself. Side on, beam on waves, splashing you and going over your head. Whew.
One of these waves actually resulted in our first big and true full knockdown. I was rowing and I saw 3 big waves just building bigger and bigger. The last wave, the biggest wave, hit us from the left and knocked us down on the right.
We just had a massive knockdown. Basically, as close to capsize as you can get. Wave 30 more feet high and just crashed on us and tipped us onto our side.
When I saw the wave coming, I released the oars and grabbed onto the grab lines. But when we got hit, my oar handle came back and pinned my hand. And it was so painful initially. I was worried that I might have broken something in my hand.
My hand got caught in the oar on the safety lines and it's starting to swell. It's not broken, but it's gonna be a nice bruise in the next couple days.
I didn't have too much time to think about that because I knew we had to get the boat turned back around so we didn't get hit from another side-on wave. And once I started rowing, I didn't feel any pain, and because I was rowing, I knew it wasn't broken.
Wow. What am I doing?
But we did break another oar. This meant that we had 6 good oars left and 2 broken oars, which would be of no use to us. At this point, it meant that we were still able to row 3 people up, meaning each of us would have 2 oars if we needed or wanted to. Something silly I did this day was, if you remember from Trent's letter last week, he mentioned video everything, even using the bucket. Well, I decided to take his advice and I did a little demo.
Okay, those of you who wonder how we go to the bathroom with a butt zipper. First, you gotta unzip your pants. It goes around the back. You gotta find prime sitting position. For me, it's sideways. And then you gotta put your pants down and sit. Most times, your teammates get a nice view. You just surf the waves. I usually wait to re-zip my pants so I can dump the pee overboard. And that's how you pee, on the bucket.
And days 6 and 7 weren't all bad. We actually had a cloudless sunset. Sunset! And our first clear night sky, which meant we could see stars for the first time.
But we kind of had half a clear sky for some stars, so that's a plus. Now for my 4 a.m. nap.
In hindsight, this was the calm before the storm. Day 6 letters from my niece Addie, and she says, "I love you, good job, you can do it." And she also drew me a cute picture.
Day 7 letters to make me feel better. Kind of forgot I had these. Gonna open them. We're off course. That's what that beeping is. Auto tiller's gotta adjust and it's not.
Day 7 is from my nephew Olin, and he says, "Keep going full force, go sassy, win this race." And he also drew me a picture. If you know what happened on day 8, you won't want to miss next week's video.